Rafael Nadal, a retired tennis legend, coaches Alex Eala. Take a moment to consider that. Rafa is back on the court in Morca, hammering forehands with a 20-year-old Filipino lefty who is about to completely change the perception of what Philippine tennis can be, a year after hanging up his racket and leaving the sport that produced him a 22-time Grand Slam champion. This isn't some feel-good or celebrity photo opportunity for the gram. This is genuine. This young woman, who is currently ranked 50th in the world and creates history every time she takes the court, practically grew up in his academy and acquired every bit of the Nadal mindset. It was wonderful to be back on a tennis court after a year, according to Rafa's post. Alex Eala, it was a pleasure to practice with you. You understand that this is no longer simply about tennis. This is about a girl from Quezon City who staked all on a dream and is now living proof that perseverance pays off. It's about legacy and passing the torch. On May 23, 2005, Alex Eala was born in Quezon City, Philippines. And by the time she was 13 or 14 years old, she had already made a choice that most children would never even consider. She moved halfway across the world to Spain, packed up her belongings, left her family, and enrolled in the Rafa Nadal Academy in Morca. She trained there for more than simply a summer camp session or a few months. She attended the Rafa Nadal school for 6 years of her life, juggling rigorous daily training sessions that transformed her natural talent into professional caliber abilities. By the time she graduated from the academy in 2023, people were beginning to take notice. However, she was simply a young child with a dream when she first arrived, attempting to exist in a setting where Rafa's dedication, work ethic, and refusal to make excuses were practically the norm. There was more to the academy than merely hitting balls. It was about adopting the perspective of a legend, whose name was on the gate, and whose awards adorned the walls. And Alex took it all in. In January 2021, she won her first professional title on Rafa's island. In Manor, Spain, where she had been studying what it meant to be a professional since she was a child, she won an ITF W15 event while still a teenager, taking home her first professional award. That event was significant not only because it was her first title, but also because it demonstrated that she could translate her years of academic pursuits into tangible outcomes. To be honest, though, Alex's resume was already impressive long before she became well known on the WTA Tour. She was a major issue as a junior. She won the esteemed Leotises tournament in 2018 at the age of just 12, the same occasion that, as children, crowned future legends like Djokovic, Nadal, and numerous more. She reached ITF Junior World No. 2, won Junior Grand Slam doubles titles at the Australian Open in 2020 and the French Open in 2021, and then went full main character mode by winning the US Open Girls Singles title in 2022, making history as the first Filipino to win a Junior Grand Slam in singles. It was more than just a trophy to win the US Open. It was a declaration that Alexa was designed for the biggest tennis tournaments. Then 2025 arrived, and her entire career seemed to have been accelerated. She was ranked about 140th in the world at the beginning of the year, outside of the top 100, but she continued to push through qualifying at larger events. She had a strong start in January as she advanced to the Canberra International semifinals. But nobody was prepared for what would transpire in Miami. When Alex entered the Miami Open, a WTA 1000 tournament featuring the best stars in tennis, as a wild card ranked 140, he went completely bonkers. In straight sets, she defeated Jelena Ostapenko. Then she defeated Madison Keys, who at the time was ranked 5th in the world. Then she performed the unimaginable in the quarterfinals. In straight sets, she defeated world number 2 EA, the current French Open champion, and one of the most formidable players on the circuit, 62-75. She made history by becoming the first Filipino to get to a WTA 1000 semifinal, the first Filipino to defeat several major champions and players in the top 5 on the tour. She used it all as a wild card. The world of tennis was rocked. Rafael Nadal, who was watching from Spain, went online and wrote, "We are so proud of you, Alex. What a fantastic competition. Let's continue to dream." It wasn't a random fan who sent the message. It came from the man whose school brought her up and whose model she had been adhering to for 6 years. Alex received more than just media attention and social media buzz following Miami. She achieved outcomes. She entered the WTA Top 100 for the first time in her career, as her ranking surged more than 60 places. 2025 would have been historic only based on that accomplishment. She wasn't finished, though. She advanced to the quarterfinals of the Ilkley Open on English grass courts before making it to her first ever WTA Tour final at Eastbourne, a WTA 250 event, where she lost to Maya Joint in a devastating three-set thriller. In 2025, she also made her Wimbledon main draw debut, defeating defending champion Barbara Krejcikova in 3 sets on center court. That Wimbledon moment was significant not just because it was her maiden appearance at the All England Club, but also because it demonstrated her ability to compete on the largest stage in the sport. There were other firsts during the summer. In an incredible comeback, Alex defeated Clara Tauson in the opening round of the 2025 US Open, coming back from a 15-point deficit in the third set to win in a tiebreak 63-26-76. She became the first Filipino to win a Grand Slam main draw singles match during the Open era with her victory. One more historical moment for the records. Cristina Bucha defeated her in the second round, but the damage was already done. Alex Eala was no longer a name to watch or a potential talent. On her day, she could defeat anyone and was a true top 100 talent. She subsequently became the first Filipino to win a WTA-level singles championship in September, when she won her first WTA 125 singles title at the Guadalajara Open after overcoming a setback to defeat Panna Udvardy 1-6-7-5-6-3. She became the first Filipina to break into the WTA Top 50 and the highest-ranked Filipino player in tennis history when her title propelled her to a career-high position of world number 50 in early November 2025. By the time her 2025 season ended, the figures were simply absurd. She had a career record of 1941-117 in professional singles and a 4,026 singles win-loss record at the end of the year. She has received career prize money of more than $1.36 million. Before turning 21, she won 5 ITF singles championships, 1 WTA 125 title, and several ITF doubles titles. She is 5 feet 9 inches tall and plays left-handed with a two-handed backhand. She won 3 Grand Slam championships as a junior, reached the top of the ITF Junior World Rankings, and demonstrated early on that she was built for pressure. She has a 2-2 record against the top 10 players in the WTA because to victories over Madison Keys and AW. Now fast forward to November 2025, precisely 1 year after Rafael Nadal declared his official retirement and played his final professional match in the Davis Cup Finals. Alex Eala, the young player who studied under his tutelage for 6 years, graduating just 2 seasons ago, is standing across from him as he returns to the court at his academy in Mallorca. Eala is currently ranked 50th in the world and is changing the course of Philippine tennis history. They exchange powerful forehands. In the middle of the rally, they laugh. Additionally, the academy shares images and videos that essentially shout, "You're carrying this forward now." This was more than simply a rehearsal or a publicity gimmick for Alex. It served as confirmation. It served as a reminder that the man whose mentality she adopted and whose blueprint she followed still thinks her ceiling is far greater than the global average.